What's up, guys? Conspiracy here. I'm just a warlock on Alexstrasza. I'm Destro, and I'm sick of seeing all these limp dick guides on YouTube of how to play 5.4 Destro Lock. This is my rotation, blah 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 blah. Truth is, when you're a good warlock, you have no rotation. Oh no, I don't have a rotation? I don't know how to play. It's all about your procs and managing your procs to min-max the most damage you can possible. I'll give you a basis later on in the video, but just know that there is no set rotation for a Destro Lock. Let's get into my talents. My 15 talent, I rolled Dark Regen. Soul Leech, also very good. This is an absolute bad talent. Never take it on any lock, unless you're leveling, of course, and you want to, do a whole bunch of AoE as a demo lock or whatever. But I roll Dark Regeneration. We roll a 2 heal strat in my raid group. Not all the time can a healer get to me, so when the time comes down to it, I want to pop this and become a blood DK, and I stay alive. It's great. Your 30 talent, you really only want Shadow Fury, honestly. The other ones aren't even that good. I mean, if you have trouble surviving for God knows what reason, I guess go Mortal Coil. But Shadow Fury is too good to pass up. 30-second cooldown, stun every ad in an 8-yard radius for 30 seconds. It's great. Gives your healers some breathing room, gives your tanks some recovery time. Your 45 talent, let's talk about Dark Bargain. If you know how to use it, Dark Bargain can be good, but it's a two-edged sword. If you don't know how to use it, you accidentally use it at the wrong time. I've had Dark Bargain kill me within 2 seconds, and that's not very fun. I roll Sec Pact. Let's go ahead and buff here. I have 712k HP. I Sack Pack, and I get a 704k shield, which I find phenomenal. I wasn't even at full HP when I used it either. I usually get the same amount of HP I have as a shield. Every 1 minute, it's phenomenal. You pop that, you pop Twilight Ward, you can mitigate a ton of damage. If you like more HP, anywhere from like 100 to 200k more HP, run Soul Link, but Soul Link will only give you the increased HP when you run Sacrifice. My 60 talent, there's really nothing other than Burning Rush for your 60 talent. You do not want Blood Horror. This is a PvP talent, and you should never get hit by an ad anyway. Unbound Will, it doesn't have a place in Siege of Orgrimmar right now. It is quite good, but just as for the current content, it is not needed. Your level 75 talent, I run Grimoire of Sacrifice. It is the overall best DPS increase you can go for. There could be an argument made for Supremacy, and I haven't seen one Destro Lock ever go Service. Why would you want to summon another pet and waste the global cooldown when you could be Chaos Bolting? My 90 talent, don't even think about this. Don't ever get this. It is crap. They recently nerfed Rain of Fire anyway, and on a 1 minute cooldown just for 10 seconds of increased Rain of Fire damage, it's horrible. I like Kil'jaeden's Cunning. I like to cast my filler on the move. I just personally like that. There can be an argument made for Archimonde's Darkness. You're going to use Dark Soul on the pull, and afterwards, if you get Trinket procs too late, or you get Trinket procs that just keep proccing, or what have you, you get your legendary metagem to keep proccing, you still have heroism for whatever reason. Having 2 charges of Dark Soul is great. Let's get into the talents, the glyphs. I run the Glyph of Soulstone. Our B-Res as a Warlock is a 2.5 second cast. While you're casting, chances are you're going to be targeted by a boss mechanic, something under your feet, something's about to hit you, what have you. If you do not have this glyph, which when you soulstone somebody they return with 100% life, if you don't have it, it's only 60%. As a Warlock, you do have quite a large health pool. Whoever you are B-resing may not, and they may just die again, waste the B-res, and ensure a wipe, what have you. I find this glyph as a mandatory. I roll Siphon Life. As I said, we have a 2 heal strat. Siphon Life, even though it's only 0.5% of your max health, I have a lot of health, so at the end of the fights, it ends up pulling its weight. I like Curse of Elements. Of course, I change these two up depending on the encounter. This one is canon for me. It stays here. It's static. Never goes anywhere. Like I said, these two do get changed up often. I will change it to Unending Resolve for Thok. Demonic Circle if I feel I need to move to places faster. If I get put on Engineer on Garrosh, I'll go Demonic Circle. If there are a lot of ads like Garrosh, I will go Conflag or even Galacrass maybe. But really these are what I usually roll with. This is more for an ad fight, but I'm just usually too lazy to change it. Now, let's get into my gear. I'm at a 556 item level. I do not have the Force set. Unfortunately, the Force set for Destro Lock is amazing. Whenever an Ember fills up, you get 15% increased critical strike. Our Force set dictates our stat priority. When you have the Force set, and even beforehand, in my opinion, you should be going Mastery, Haste, Crit. That I generate about an Ember a minute, an Ember a second, excuse me, so when I do have the Force set, that 15% increased crit is going to be practically baked into my class, and it's going to be phenomenal. Crit, of course, increases your Ember generation and increases the damage of your big fat Chaos Bolts. Let's get into your gems. Your red sockets should be Expertise Mastery. If you do not need hit, go Intellect Mastery. But when you do need hit, if it's not already on your gear, you want to gem for it, because when you reforge like this, you get a hell of a lot of mastery when you reforge out of hit in this gear level. So once again, red sockets, Expertise Mastery, or Intellect Mastery. Your yellow sockets, of course, are pure mastery. Mastery is king for a Destro Lock. Your blue sockets, if you need hit, go Mastery Hit. I do not need hit, so I want Mastery Stam. Mastery is king, and with a Mastery gem for your blue, it's either Mastery Hit or Mastery Stam. You can still benefit from Stam minorly, so I'd rather not over hit cap. Now, let's get into what I said earlier about rotation. You do not have a core rotation. You have, let's call them guidelines. Destro Locks right now are all about min-maxing your damage and knowing when your spells will hit their hardest. To do this, I use an add-on called Tell Me When. I have Dark Soul tracked, Backdraft tracked, my Lightweave embroidery because I'm a tailor. That 2k intellect is really nice. My Havoc, my Weapon enchant, my Rain of Fire because, well, it's a buff. And let me just show you how that works. See, this is how your Tell Me When will work. You'll get this. It's a cooldown to tell you when the spell will expire, how long it's got, all that nice shit. I have my Potion of the Jade Serpent also tracked. My Expanded Mind, which is my Purified Bindings. That's Toxic Power, which is Cargus' Toxic Totem. Tempest Repit is the Legendary Meta. This is a must for Destro Locks. I want to say it's a must for everybody, but I mean everybody has their own taste and add-ons. But if you're going to play a Destro Lock, you need to have this, so you know when your spells, more importantly when your Chaos Bolts, are going to hit their hardest. Second add-on I use is called, let me just bring it up here real quick, Class Timer. I love Class Timer. Love it, love it, love it. There are multiple settings you can have. You can adjust what your bars look like, you know, like the text on them, how big they are, where they are, that kind of shit. I just leave that kind of stuff as base, and I just have them here, have them displayed under my character. I have everything I can have tracked. My players over here, if I get any player buff, like Dark Soul, Enslaved Demon, Summon Infernal, I don't know why it doesn't track Summon Doomguard. That'd be nice, but not mandatory. Like, see, Twilight Ward. I know how long I have Twilight Ward. That's what it'll track over there on your player. Your curses, which I have set up over here. It will track my curse of, what is this? Is that Agony? No, what is Agony? I don't think that exists anymore. Oh no, that's, oh yeah, that's a affliction thing. Curse of Exhaustion, Doom, Enfeeblement, and Elements. It will track all my dots, although Conflag is not a dot. It will track the slow. Misk, Banish, Fear, Mortal Coil, Shadowburn, Soulstone, all that kind of crap. Won't track my Dark Flight, but boo-hoo. Now, something also you may want to get for a lock. As you can see, I use something called Tidy Plates for my unit frames. It's really nice. I'm going to sacrifice forcing a Trinket proc here. I can very easily track all my dots on every single target. I'll know when they expire, I know the current timer, all that kind of stuff. And it's all displayed here. It displays a whole bunch of shit above there. Whole bunch of stuff. Sacred Flag. It's just nice. It will display the Rain of Fire. Oh no. Oh, it displays the Legendary Cliff. Forgot about that. And there's all my stuff proccing in action. That's going to affect my DPS later when I show you the rotation, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and summon my Fell Hunter and get my sack packed, or my sack buff. Now, as I said earlier, there's no set rotation. Absolutely not. I have 4 embers. Or no, I have 3. Now, what I do on the pull, usually we get a DBM pull 10. Oh, I'm not in a group. Let me see if I can borrow him for a group. Come on, T-God, help me out here. TY, stay here. Alright, usually we get a DBM pull 10. I'm usually about, I'd say, this far away from the boss.
5,
At 4,
3,
Dark Soul
2,
Pot,
1.
Immolate, Curse, double Conflag. I get 3 Incins off. Then I cast Bolt again. And then it's just really keeping up your priorities. Usually I'll have everything proc there, and I'll have Heroism and all that good stuff, so I'll spawn a Doomguard. A lot of people say don't hardcast Chaos Bolts. I hardcast Chaos Bolts in 2 situations. Hardcast the Chaos Bolt when I know I'm going to need to move here in a moment, or I'll hardcast the Chaos Bolt when I'm low on mana. When I'm bursting really, really hard, chances are I'm going to be especially on multi-ad fights. Good God, am I on multi-ad fights during a burn phase. Rain of Fire, that's 75 mana, or 75k, that's 60k mana. That's, really, that's the only ones that are expensive, but I go quite a lot. Now, you see I have Fell Flame on my bar. That is not part of the rotation. The only time I'll ever use Fell Flame is when I'm on the move, and it will, one Fell Flame will generate the little sliver of an ember I need to complete it. Only time I ever use it. Now, I'm going to go through that again. Pretend I have Dark Soul, pretend I have a potion. I use them. Here, let me go back here. This is why I use this rotation. I stand back. By the time Chaos Bolt gets there, the curse is already there. Double Conflag. Incinerate 3 times. That will generate enough embers, like right here. Boom, Fell Flame. And Chaos Bolt. Then it's keeping up your priorities. Never let Immolate fall. Don't worry about dot clipping it too hard. We have, where is it? What is it? Pandemic, I believe. Pretty sure. In any case, we have a, there it is. When refreshing your periodic damage effects, duration remaining on the previous effect is added to the new one, up to a maximum of 50% of the base duration. You don't have to, oh my god, it's about to fall off, I better cast it as soon as it falls off. A general consensus is 1 to 4 seconds to recast. I usually cast within that. I find myself mostly casting it at 2 to 3. That's really up to you, but never, ever, ever let it fall. Conflag on cooldown, so you can benefit from backdraft. And here's another thing. A lot of people say don't use Chaos Bolt with your backdraft, only use that on Incinerate. They're full of shit. When you're bursting, that backdraft is a godsend. With Heroism, Tempest Repit, double backdraft, full Embers, I can pump out all 4 Chaos Bolts, and depending on the fight, sometimes even more. I've done 9 back-to-back Chaos Bolts so far. Or that's my record. 9 back-to-back. It's insane. Each one hitting for about 1.5 million. It's retarded. So use backdraft with your Chaos Bolts. This has been Conspiracy. If you're tired of all the other bullshit Destro guides and this helped you out, leave a comment. I really don't give a shit. I'm just sick of their guides, so thanks for checking it out.